What's good, T Squad? It's your girl Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade, Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode 16 review. So we are now into the second half of Season 6, honey. And child, we started off with a doozy. So the episode begins with them airing the footage of Kiki's alleged arrest. I think at this point we all have realized that it wasn't Kiki. They put up the wrong person's picture or something like that happened with the arrest or whatever, because still to this day, the woman has never been even taken into custody. So Mel visits Tiffany and a new baby, Ace, who is so cute. And baby, Tiffany got her baby on her titty and still can't stop being messy. She kick off the conversation talking about something. I'm sure you saw on the news what happened with Kiki. What are we doing with our brands? What brand you got? Annoying? Like, you don't have a brand, ma'am. Like, huh? So Mel was like, I cannot with you, girl. Girl. Because Mel like, really, Tiffany? Really, girl? Like, I'm not about to play with you. So Tiffany's like, no, like when I see something like that on TV, it's obvious you need help. Girl, you need help as well for your messy behavior, because you done dropped that load now. Somebody gonna take off on you in that mouth, girl. So she laughing and carrying on, and Mel just sitting there looking at her like, you not about to get nothing out of me. I didn't play this game. I'm not about to laugh. I'm not about to say nothing slick, because that ain't me, and I ain't no fake friend, this, that, and the third. And I was like, you know what, Mel? I fucked with you for that. Because, you know, she could have really, you know, went in and joined in the fun and all of that stuff, and she wasn't about to be shady like that. So Mel was like, you can't believe everything you see. And Tiffany, her confessional, Thompson, it's going to tarnish everyone's brand. Once again, what brand do you have, ma'am? The people on the show don't even know what you do for a living. So what brand do you have? I don't follow Tiffany on social media, so I don't even know if she got like any type of brand deals. Do she promote anything like flat tummy tea? Like, what brand does she have? So Mel was like, well, she hasn't been arrested, innocent until proven guilty. And Tiffany was like, all right, Mel, with an attitude because she ain't want to play along with her. Girl, breastfeed your baby and sit down. Be thankful. So Tiffany keep going on and on and on. And Mel just sitting there like, I'm not engaging with you. So then at the end of their little visit, Tiffany has Mel record an invite to her baby reveal that she's going to send out to everybody. Because Mel was the first person to see baby Ace. Nobody else has seen him. Courtney visits Marceau at Black to check him about coming at Stormy for $100. And so Courtney brings up the $100 little situation and asks him about trying to check his wife. And it wasn't so much he was trying to check her, because he didn't check her at all. She did the checking. It was him being a butthole and trying to come to somebody about some money when money was never spoke upon. Like, don't try to get over on me. Like, nah, bruh. So Courtney was like, I'm sorry. Marceau was like, everybody knew they were supposed to pay. And he was like, how did everybody know? Ain't nobody signed no paperwork. Where's the paperwork? He was like, it's on the web. Child, that ain't no paperwork. That ain't no paperwork. You decided on a day of you wanted to get some extra pocket money, and you wasn't about to get it out of Stormy because she ain't no fool. So Courtney was like, my thing is you're always coming for women. And I was like, boop, 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 boop. Shots fired. Okay, Courtney. Okay, Courtney. About time somebody said it. So he was like, always. Marceau always talking about the women. But what Marceau needs to do is worry about Marceau business instead of women business. And Marceau sitting there looking like the Grinch that stole Christmas, like, no, he ain't trying to read me. So Marceau gonna say, you can't be this much of a protector. What's shocking to me is a guy coming to me saying you should stay out of women's business when you're literally selling hair care products for a living. Child, don't try to play acting like you don't know what this man is talking about. And him having a hair care business ain't got nothing about him being in women's business, sis. Ugh, that wasn't even a good comeback, girl. So, and that's what I would have hit him with if I was Courtney. I would have been like, girl, bye. Because that's what Marceau need to hear. That's what everybody on this show need to start doing him and his wide hips is giving him, girl, bye. Sis, what? Hello, queen. Like, that's what everybody needs to start doing to him for him maybe to get it. So, Courtney was like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You should have just apologized right then. And Marceau was like, there's an apology coming one way. And when the apology comes my way, I'll gladly accept it. Child. And so at that point, Courtney was like, I'm not about to continue to go back and forth with you. Courtney gets up and tips the bartender $100 for his water. And in his confessional, he was like, it's funny that he want to be in a pissing contest with me when I could drop stack after stack after stack. Like, don't do me, Lil Oak. Okay? Look, nigga, you know what I'm saying? And right then and there, I became a Courtney stan. Became a Courtney stan for real because he checked him like a man was supposed to check him. He ain't get loud and belligerent. He ain't try to fight him. He just let him know, don't play with me. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Come on, baby. Don't play with it. And I was like, new apartment that they're staying in while their current home that they're staying in is getting renovations done. Meanwhile, the house that they trying to build still haven't broke ground. Like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Because that damn house on them rocks out in the countryside ain't getting built, child. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone and just get y'all a permanent place to stay. Got these kids going from pillar to post and always in somebody's mess. Get y'all life situation in order. This is ridiculous. I feel bad for them kids. So Kimmy is done with treatment. Thank you, Jesus. Amen. That is so wonderful. And they sit down and they talk about the last lunch that they had with Stormy and Tiffany. So Tisha says that Tiffany said, let me know how I can assist you with the Black Expo. She never said that she wanted to be a speaker. But my thing is, no, they're not a part of the comeback group, but they are a part of the show. Y'all should have at least extended the invitation for them to participate. That's only right. Because when y'all needed Stormy's help, she was the first person y'all ran to when Mel said that she wasn't going to be a part of it. And so then to have Stormy involved and then not even think to ask Tiffany, it was rude. It was rude and it was insensitive. So Tisha was like, and at the end of the day, I still don't know what Tiffany does. Shade. So Kimmy was like, if somebody paid me $1,000, I wouldn't be able to tell you what she does. Palm tree. It was like, y'all going in. So Tisha was like, and that's why she wasn't a speaker. Oh, y'all not playing. So the Kiki situation comes up. And Tisha was like, I hope she isn't back on pills. And Tisha in her confessional time, some Kiki need to focus on getting her life together. It's not my job anymore to help her get her life together. And this is where I have to shake my head at Tisha, because you don't even know what the facts are. You're not even trying to believe your cousin. You know what I'm saying? You just, once again, just looking at her like an addict and like, there she go back on that ish again. And obviously that wasn't even the case. So I'm wondering, all these people on the show that were saying that it was her and that she did this, have y'all issued out this lady an apology? Because y'all should have took the route that Mel did, where we don't know what happened. We weren't there. Let's just wait till everything play out instead of jumping on this bandwagon thinking that this lady did it. So Tisha says she don't know if she's going to Tiffany's baby reveal or not. Chris visits Martell at his crib, and things are very tense on Chris' end when it comes to Martell, because he's finally seeing Martell for who Martell really is and what Mel been saying about him since day one. So he says to Martell that the last time they spoke was when he was subpoenaed. Him and his wife were subpoenaed to come to court to speak on Martell's behalf. That's effed up. You don't subpoena your friends to come speak on your behalf in court and don't let them know that you're even going to subpoena them. Like, Martell don't care about nothing and nobody. And Chris was like, that was kind of effed up because it looks like we're on one side. And he said, we told you that we ain't playing sides. So why are you involving us in this mess? So Martell says that he just wanted them to be heard whether it hurt him or not. So Chris in his confession was like, Martell subpoenaing us kind of pissed us off. And obviously it more than kind of pissed them off. It did piss them off. But that's not only the reason why Chris is mad at Martell. Chris then confronts him about not moving out that house, that Red Rooster house he been staying in for the past season. And we flash back to the earlier part of season 6, and Martell is at Chris' office, and now this whole scene makes sense. Martell says, the guy told me that the owners want to sell the house, and my lease is up in 6 months, so I'm gonna have to start looking for something else. Now the guy is Chris, but he trying to sit up here and front and stun on television like Chris ain't the realtor that got him into this house, and like he stunting like his daddy. Like, just be real. I have financial problems. I had to go to my boy to get help to find me a little crib or whatever. Like, dog, you know, they want to sell this house. Can you help me find something else? Instead of trying to sit up here in front on television like Chris not involved. Now it makes sense why in that scene, Chris was like, he wasn't trying to embarrass his friend by not playing along, but he wasn't about to sit up here and incriminate himself. You know what I'm saying? That scene totally makes sense now. So Chris in his confessional says, Martell is taking advantage of the friendship by continuously staying in this house. I think he's looking for me to give him special treatment and allow him to stay because he's Martell. And girl, it don't work that way. So Martell was like, I'm thinking when you find someone that's interested as a friend, you come to me and say, I'm going to talk to the owners and see if I can get you 90 days. Chris was like, and you don't think I done that? Like, Chris was so disgusted. He was like, you don't think I done that? But they are not going to give you 90 days. They want their house sold, which means you got to get up out of here, sir. And Martell was like, it's not like they're going to kick me out. And Chris was like, they will. You're month to month. Child, this man is month to month. Chris says, there's a contract on the house. Martell says, as a friend, as a realtor, you didn't say, hey, Martell, you need help looking for a property. And Chris was like, you out of your goddamn mind. Chris was like, I'm not about to play with you. So Martell was like, I asked you last week, did you have any properties? And Chris says, I didn't have anything. And Martell was like, so what makes you think I can run out here in 30 days and find something for my kids and I, if you can't find anything? As a friend, you want me to just pack up and go to a hotel with me and my children, or do you not care? Or is it just about the money? Well, first of all, he keep on saying as a friend, as using that as a form of manipulation to try to guilt trip him. And you're not about to guilt trip me when it comes to business and you handling your business. Second of all, you're not going to sit up here and act like you a single father to these kids and like your kids ain't got nowhere to go because they live with you. And that y'all will be going from hotel to hotel to hotel to this, that. Girl, you are not Will Smith and Jaden in that movie. Like, until you can find a place. If that was the case, you could have simply said to Mel, hey, I'm having some housing issues. Can the kids just stay with you until I get myself together? As far as visits goes, you know, I can meet them at my mama's house, or I'm going to go stay with my mama and the kids can visit me there until I get up on my feet. But he don't want to do that because that's way too embarrassing. He don't want to do that. So Chris was like, It's my fiduciary responsibility to the seller. Martell was like, I'm a client of yours too, though. Why are you harassing me? It's not harassment. Chris even said that you've exceeded 90 days. So what more do you want from this man? So then Martell all of a sudden gonna say, well, the thing is, I found a property. Lying his ass off. So Chris was like, so when you moving in? And Martell was like, as a friend, I would at least need 90 days. Why do you need 90 days if you already found a place? Make it make sense. You're lying. You was trying to once again make yourself look good on camera. And Chris wasn't falling for it. Chris was like, oh, so you're going to need 2 weeks? Okay, 2 weeks, because that's all you got. You got to go. And I was so happy that Chris held him accountable, because nobody holds Martell accountable, and people are getting sick of him and his lies. And I don't even like the fact that he kept on as a friend in this man, because he's already gone above and beyond for you, you ungrateful, bigoted bastard. Ugh. So Kimmy and Maurice go bike riding to help with her exhaustion. Even though she's done with chemo and radiation, you know, the after effects still last months, even sometimes a year or so after your treatment. So she tells him about Tiffany and Stormy getting into it with Tisha, because Marceau asks, you know, Stormy for that $1,000. I mean, for that $100 that night. And so Maurice is like, we paid. And Kimmy was like, why would we pay? And Maurice was like, because it's an event. And Kimmy was like, half the vendors got in for free. And he was like, what? And she was like, yeah. She was like, the first few people that came, they weren't charging. Then they got so many that they had to start charging because the cost went up. What cost changed, though? You didn't change the building. We didn't have any food. What was actually coming out of their pocket that they had to charge over other people for $100? Once again, I feel like Mark saw how many people participated and looked at it as a money grab, and he wanted to put some money in their pocket. Point blank, Andy, period. That's exactly what he did. And that's shiesty, and it's wrong. And I would not do business with him. Anybody that paid that $100 and then found out that everybody else initially didn't have to pay, I wouldn't want to do business with you anymore. So Maurice feels that since he paid, his space should have been as big as Stormy's. What space, or what space would you need that would be as big as Stormy's for what? Some law counsel? Like, what do you even do? I don't even know. Like, I know he a lawyer. What do he do, child? Like, you don't need that big of a space. You need a desk. Like, sit down somewhere, country crock. So they get off that subject, and Kimmy says that she's hoping that a yoni egg will help her get things back right and tight down there and get her, you know, sexual appetite back revving up, because it still hasn't been there. So Maurice gonna say it's a mental thing, Kimmy. So she was like, it's not, it's medication. And he's telling me, so, well, how long does it take till it wear off? And Kimmy was like, I don't know. And so Maurice was like, so you stopped right there. You just didn't do any type of research. Shouldn't I have some type of idea if even when this is even going to stop? At this point, I'm not going to even let myself get riled up when Kimmy ain't getting riled up and chin checking this fool about not only his insensitivity, I can't even say the word, but his blatant disrespect, his disregard for her feelings, for her emotions, and what she just went through. It's not even disrespectful. It's downright disgusting and nasty and trifling. And he would have got ran over with that bike, because you're not about to play in my face regarding what I just went through. You're not, on no type of level. Like, we would have been out there fighting, because no way should you even feel comfortable enough to let that type of stuff and rhetoric come out your mouth to your wife, who just suffered through breast cancer and still been trying to find a way to satisfy you. Girl, okay. But Kimmy like it, I love it at this point, because Kimmy acts stupid as I don't know what. So Stormy tells Courtney that she feels like Tisha is feeling the backlash for Marceau's antics. She been feeling them. And even Stormy says that she does not want to crucify Kiki, because we don't know the truth. And I was like, I'm happy that you're taking that stance. So at the end of the episode, Mel visits Kiki at Kiki crib, and Kiki says that she just got out of hospital for back pain. Now, I know that I was like, oh, wait a minute, because she said she been to the hospital twice in 1 week about her back. So I'm like, girl, okay, now I'm trying to ride with you. You know, you might not have did the Home Depot thing, but I hope that you ain't going back into the hospital and stuff for pills. Like, okay, Kiki. So Mel brings up the video and tells her that Tiffany brought it up and questioned how this will affect their brands. And then we're left on a cliffhanger till next week. I will say and admit that in this scene, Kiki did kind of seem like super hyped up. I don't know, it's because, you know, of what the situation was during that time with this Home Depot thing, Lowe's, wherever she was at, child. Trader Joe's, I don't know. Situation going on, maybe that had her, you know, feeling like she had to overcompensate. I don't know. I'm not going to say that she was back using. I'm praying that she was not. But I can't wait to see how everything is going to play out this season. I will say that the first episode back was really good. Way better than last season. I mean, way better than the first half of this season. I'm going to give episode 16. I'm going to give it an A-. An A-. I feel like this second half of the season is going to be way better than the first. So y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode down below in the comment section. You guys make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.